Hello my fellow riders and welcome back to Riding Reviews. Today we're going to be doing a review on the Lexmoto LXR 125cc. This is the SE edition. Hello my fellow riders and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing a review on the Lexmoto LXR 125cc SE edition. Now we're going to do this the same way we normally do: spec, design, comfort, cost of riding and pros and cons. There is another video with a test ride on it and it will be linked at the end of this video. Spec. Now, because this is the SE edition, it does have some extra features, whereas the standard edition doesn't. i.e. it has upside down adjustable front suspension, it has an aluminium swing arm, stainless steel exhaust system, and it has a set of digital clocks, and they have some nice features. I'll show you them in a minute. This bike produces 12.5 horsepower and 11 Newton meters of torque. It does have superbike size rear tyre at 150, and it has a standard 110 on the front. 3-pot caliper with combined braking means that when you put your foot on the back brake, some of the pressure goes to the front, and it is supposed to make it so you have a smoother braking experience. Design. So with the design on this one, what the Chinese tend to do sometimes is get a bike that will fit a large engine. This one will take up to a 380, and put in smaller engines just so that you can get them onto different licenses in the UK. This one, it's raining a bit. So this one can take up to a 380, and it comes in 380 and 125cc. It has LED projection headlights on the front, LED indicators, LED rear lights, and that digital display as well. Now this sort of thing is a superbike feel with a 125cc learner legal license in mind. They have put quite a lot of thought into what the bike looks like, and this would be looking like the superbikes that go around the TT or Isle of Man, something like the R3. As I say, it's got the LED headlights, projection headlights at the front, and I'll show you them if I can. Now you are going to be able to see quite a long way with them. So this is my favourite feature of this bike. So it does have the digital display. It has a sensor on there so that you can go from daylight mode to night mode. You can adjust the clocks to different shape, and also if you press and hold the adjust button, this is the same thing that you would get on live data on an OBD reader. So you can go through the different things. So engine runtime 2,680 minutes. Fuel type gas is based on American. TPS, how hot it is, how many revs it's got, all this sort of thing. You wouldn't normally get these on a set of these clocks. So you go into the next one. Also, it's got an OBD fault finder on its own. So if you've got a faulty sensor or something like that, you'll be able to tell. And this is where you set the clocks. Comfort. Now this bike is kind of tall. It's 820mm seat height, so that is, out of all of our motorbikes other than the Supermoto sort of things, this is going to be one of the tallest ones. There's one thing that I don't like about this in regards to comfort, and that is this tank here. What I find myself is when I'm sitting on it, I can't close my legs completely and grip the tank with a hole in my leg because this just digs into me. I've said this on all the videos of this bike before. Some people agree with it, some people don't. It doesn't really matter. The other thing is the bike is kind of tall. I'm 5'9" and I can tiptoe on it with both feet, but I can comfortably put my foot up on the right hand side and flat foot it, and that's perfectly fine for me. When you're not a seasoned rider, you may have a little bit of trouble with wobble on the side of the road. The other thing with this is it is a superbike design, so you are leaning quite far forward, and with a superbike what happens is the wind from when you're riding in front blows on your chest and holds you up. Because this bike is only designed to do 70 miles an hour, you're not going to get enough wind to push you back. So what you might find is that you're going to start getting a little bit of a sore wrist. Cost of riding. So this bike comes in at £3,399 plus whatever the OTR charge is of whomever you're buying it from. So at cheapbikesrus, the OTR charge, which covers your number plate, your L plate, a bit of fuel, your DVLA registration, and a test ride and a PDI, that is £150. Tax on this bike at the minute is £22 a year. Your first year's tax comes with the bike. You do not have to have an MOT for 3 years. Insurance on this not in London, but pretty much anywhere else, should be somewhere in the region of £500 to £700, depending on your circumstances, depending on where you're going to leave the bike, and depending on the crime rates of your area. But on average, I've been told it is between £500 to £700. I personally recommend a company called Lexham Insurance. From my experience, they are usually the cheapest ones around. I wouldn't recommend going to some of the comparison sites because I found over time that they're actually more expensive than going directly to whomever you want. So Lexham Insurance, Carroll Nash, Bikesure, all of these would be cheaper than going to one of the comparison sites. So I would suggest you go to there, but always go to Bikesure first. There is a link in the description, but if you don't want to use that link, just say that Riding Review sent you. So anyway, that's it for this video. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope you've seen what you need to see for the Lexmoto LXR 125cc SE edition. This one is approximately 300, I think it's £300 more than the standard. You get the aluminium swing arm, the stainless steel exhaust system, the upside down forks, and those digital clocks for that extra £300. Performance wise, it doesn't make any difference. The standard will go the same speed as this one, which is approximately 69 miles an hour. Pros and cons. Now, me personally, riding this bike, it is a nice bike to ride, other than a couple of key features, i.e. I do not like this tank. Some people it doesn't make any difference to, but me personally, I don't like it. I can't stick my legs over the tank and push all the way in with both my legs, and with a superbike you're supposed to ride with your legs, not so much steering. I can't grip onto it properly with my legs just because of this here digs into my legs. It is rather large, and one thing that quite a lot of people have an issue with is how tall this rear pillion seat is, because they have to lift the leg up so high to get it on and off. I don't really have an issue with this, but some people who ride these bikes may have issues with their hips and stuff. This becomes a slight issue. Also, with this bike, they have heighted it this year from last year. I think they increased the height by about 20 mil. I don't know exactly why, but there you go. Because it is the SE edition, you do get the adjustable front suspension, you do get upside down forks, the aluminium swing arm, the stainless steel exhaust system, and those digital clocks. Those digital clocks I actually really like. I haven't seen any other bike with a built-in OBD reader, and that could be kind of useful. Hopefully it's not. Hopefully you never need it. But if you need to diagnose a fault, it's a good thing to have. Anyway, if you like this video, please comment below. If you've got any questions, also comment below. hit that thumbs up and subscribe to my channel to stay updated to all of my latest content. Remember, if you want to support the channel, there is merch at the bottom of this video, and also if you go to my website, I do have a shop on there. All proceeds will go to supporting this channel in the future so that I can keep on creating these videos for you guys. But as always, ride safe.